Ashto, exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Narayana, exhale. Dasha up, Ekadasha Chatwari jump back, Dwadasha inhale, Trayodasha exhale, Chaturtasha jump, second side, Panchadasha exhale. 3, 4, 5, Shodasha, hand up, exhale. Saptadasha up, Ashtadasha Chatwari jump. Ashto, exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Narayana, exhale. Dasha up, Ekadasha Chatwari jump back, Dwadasha inhale, Trayodasha exhale, Chaturtasha jump, Panchadasha exhale. 1, 2, 3, 5, Shodasha hand up, exhale. Saptadasha up, Ashtadasha Chatwari jump back, Ekona Vimsati inhale, Vimsati exhale, B. Sapta jump through straight leg, sit down. Ashto exhale. 3, 4, 5, Narayana, exhale. Dasha up, Ekadasha Chatwari jump back, Dwadasha inhale, Trayodasha exhale, Chaturtasha jump, second side. Pancha, 2, 3, 4, inhale, Vimsati, Ekadasha exhale. Dwadasha jump, second side. One, two, four, Pancharasha inhale, Shodasha exhale. Mrikshasana D, Sapta, jump through straight legs, sit down. One, two, five, Ashto up, Nava Chatwari jump back, Dasha inhale, Ekadasha exhale. Dwadasha jump through, sit down, second side. Two, three, four, Chaturdaja Chatwari jump back, Shodasha exhale, Navasana Sapta, jump through straight legs, sit down. One, five, one, two, three, four, five, Daja exhale, Nava inhale, third one. One, two, three, four, five, Daja exhale, two more. Nava inhale, come up. Four, five, Daja exhale. Last one. Nava inhale, come up. One, two, three, Ekadasha Chakrasana, backward somersault. Jump through straight legs, sit down. Ashto. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Narahana. Exhale. Daja up. Ekadaja Chetwari Jumpa. Dwadaja inhale. Trayodaja exhale. Sarvangasana. Sapta, jump through, lay down. Shoulder stand. Ashto, inhale. Come up, 15 count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Halasana Nava, exhale. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Karna Pidasana Nava. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So listen carefully, back up to Sarvangasana and another 15 count. This is not a joke. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Urdhva Padmasana Nama. Joy. Instagram. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pindasana Nama. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Matsyasana Nama. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ula. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Chakrasana. Pancha, inhale. Shat, exhale. Shirshasana, Sapta, prepare. Head down. 1, 15 count. 2, 10, 11, 5, 6, 8, and exhale, go down. Chatwari, Pancha, inhale, Shant, exhale, Sapta, jump through straight legs, sit down. Take lotus, Padmasana, the bound lotus. Yoga Mudra, Nava, exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. Dajai, inhale. Ujjayi. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Utplatihi, Ashto, up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Only one more. 9, 10. Chatwari, jump back. Pancha, inhale. Shat, exhale. Sapta, jump. Inhale. Ashto, exhale. Samasthitihi. Om. Swasti prajabhya paripalayantam nyayena margena mahim mahisha go brahmane Shubhamastu Nityam Loka Samsta Sukhino Bhavantu Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Ekam inhale, Dve exhale, Trini inhale, Henna, Chatvari jump back, Pancha inhale, Shanti, exhale. Okay, so you'll take Shavasana for just a few minutes, and then remember, I'm going to give a talk, so if you want to take that talk. Okay, so Shavasana, just a short one. The restroom, yeah, to the left and back. Okay, so greetings, everyone. Merry Christmas. Yes, so we have the chai is coming out.
Okay, so just a really quick reminder right before David does his talk is that so if you like the class, please donate to the Plastic Pollution Coalition, www.plasticpollutioncoalition.org, or go to David's website to the December 24th event, and you can donate there. Thank you.
Here it is. Okay, so here's what I've got for you. See, I've been working on this backbending book, and for a while now, some of you know. And I was talking about the stance, right? And I looked it up in the dictionary, and I love it. So here's the definition of stance. It's got two. And stand, your stance, right? It's to stand in a particular way or to stand deliberately. Okay, so that, and then it's also the perspective or the attitude you take towards something. So it's the standpoint you're coming from. Right? So, and that's exactly the perfect definition of asana and even of yoga. But let's just keep it at asana so that you're, and so your an asana is your stance. That's all it is. It's a way, and but it's also the attitude that you take. So and I love that it has the two prongs to it. That there's a somatic, a body thing that it's like how you are in relationship to the earth in your body, with your feet and your legs. And so, but then it's something different too. It's intellectual, it's emotional, it's mental, it's your psychic. Where are you coming from? And I just love that to kind of, because there's so many things that an asana can be, or it can become so complex, and so many asanas, right? And so many things, but really, it's just simply to stand in a particular way. And it's the attitude. And so, Hatha Yoga, then, too, this kind of combination of the body and the mind. So we use our bodies very deliberately, and we bring in the body as a very important component of our whole being, our whole existence. We get very bodily, right? Because we're every morning, our whole kind of spiritual practice is based on working with our bodies. So it's very different than a kind of more thinking approach. And so that's just interesting in itself. But and in a way, though, the stance that we take in life, right? So we have many stances throughout the day. We're constantly working with attitudes and viewpoints and how we're approaching things, how we're relating to things, right? And so with the Hatha Yoga, it's like you're using your body to read your mind, right? Because a lot of times we don't know where we stand. Like that's a big pursuit, right? That because where you come from, you could say that even it's about knowing self, right? And so you're in this lifelong pursuit of coming to know yourself, and it's elusive. It's the funniest thing that here we are. I'm here, but I've literally never actually seen myself, right? Because you can't see yourself, right? You can only see out there. You can't actually, like you can look in the mirror, but that's not you, right? And you can see everyone out there, but you can't actually see yourself. And that's the whole puzzle that we're involved in all the time. And so So then to get to use your body to see, to understand your stance, this is an amazing gift and gives you power. Okay, so you can know where you stand in relationship to things through practice. And you get very practical, right? And that's what I love about the idea that it's just to stand in a particular way, in a deliberate way, in a conscious way. And so that's why we spend so much time with the postures and with so we define that stance and then we use that one stance to discover all the other ones that are all so similar. They're all based on that one stance. And then that bodily knowing, the knowing of Samastitihi, of Dandasana, of Janu Shirshasana A, of Navasana, right? That becomes much more subtle knowing of emotion, knowing what I'm afraid of, knowing what I worry about, what I'm dreaming about, what I really should, what's calling inside of me, deep things. And and it's perfect for the holidays too, because your stance, your attitude, right? Got to have your attitude together. Got to have your stance. And so the sutra is the one, sukham. So vasana is the stance that you take. It has these two qualities. It's got to be steady and agreeable. Okay, that's all. Steady, sthira, and sukham, agreeable. And so that's a very nice, just cutting through everything. What is this posture about? You just got to make it steady and agreeable. And that's the right? And people around us are unsteady and disagreeable, and then we have to somehow be steady and agreeable in the midst of that. And the asanas show us because, right, there's a lot of agreeableness. And that's one thing, but to spend your whole life steady and agreeable, that's yoga, right? It's to come to this place where you can embody that. That's the practice, and that's why it's so perfect for for me anyway. I'm sure I'm not alone. It's such an amazing time, but it also can be very challenging in so many ways, and especially getting older. Because there's I don't know, there's some kind of nostalgia. There's something that the family time and all these different things, that different memories and different longings and just really interesting things that they can challenge you in very deep ways because it's so connected to who you have been, right? The holidays and family and everything, and so I don't know. I find different can it's a real theme for me right now. This being steady and agreeable, and really being alert to what is my impact? What's my attitude towards what's happening right now? How am I affecting the environment that I'm in, and how within myself and around, and those qualities wherever you are, and so um, and that's. But I really like this using your practice to get to that steadiness and agreeableness. And it's really about siddhi. That to be sthira and sukham, they're siddhis, they're powers that you get. And there's these 8 famous siddhis. It's kind of gotten lost. Shoot. Um, but so, but you can. That's what it's not literal. So it's literal in a certain sense, like that in your asana, when you're paying attention, when you're deeply absorbed in your stance, rooting into the ground through your feet and legs, or whatever part of your body is the foundation, you can will weight there. So you can manipulate weight much more deeply and skillfully than you think. You can add weight, or you can add lightness. You can really develop that siddhi, that skill. But that weight, again, it's a physical weight. It's for using, for creating in your asanas, or that physical lightness. But no, it's much more than that. It's your attitude. It's the weight. It's like being able to understand what's important about a situation. Weight is importance. It's emphasis. Okay, and this is where you get that steady and agreeable. And whereas like what we're talking about, the holidays, how they can kind of pull out these responses, these old responses, to emphasize what's important. And it's amazing to watch yourself. And so with yoga, though, you're trying to be able to do that. You're trying to place the emphasis where it belongs, where there's value. And it's a perfect test. Okay, and so the and weight is required to be generous, for forgiveness, for these ideals, the stance of yoga, for being in a forgiving stance, for having some, and for dharma, like using your voice and really going inside and feeling what needs to be felt, and you to say, right? And this generosity. And so then the shadow aspect of weight, right, is just basic things: depressed, stuck, lethargic, fearful of change, giving too much importance to things that aren't worth giving importance to, being attached to, right, or giving too much meaning to something, right? And and then if you look at lightness, so they're nicely contrasting each other. So lightness is, it's nice to have like spine in a back bend, right? So lightness is important when you're lifting up in Utplatihi. And you go with the flow and to be adaptable. Okay, and then, but the shadow aspect of lightness is that there's an absence of levity. You can't really get to what's important because there's no weight there. Very interesting thing in terms of elemental forces. And it's here, your center, so that the earth element belongs to the Muladhara chakra, to this where you're focusing and working with your asanas, and then it's going to translate. And you're working with your asanas to bring that. And then using it for your life. And it works. If I'm any example, it took a long time. I mean, it's still a work in progress, but so I'm going to tell you, I was not going to tell you this story, but I'm going to tell it to you about what I mean about this weight and emphasis. It's a terrible story. I'm sorry. It's a terrible memory that I have. But I've also grown from it. So one time, like, I don't know, I've had issues, right, with my family, my parents, and challenges all along, right? And ups and downs, right? And it's always compromise. It's just the only way to do it is to compromise, right? there's been times of not compromising, and um, but things have evolved. But many years ago, I was really trying. So one year I decided I was going to make the entire Thanksgiving. It was for Thanksgiving. The entire dinner for they were going to come to my house, and they were into turkey. I was a vegetarian, but I made them turkey. I made everything, I insisted I would do it all, and so I did it. I cooked all the stuff, made this beautiful food, right? And then they came over, and I was all tired from making everything, and kind of like, how you get with remembering all this. Somehow I started getting angry, you know? And so we had this wonderful thing, but I was like an a-hole. I was just not nice while we're doing it. I ruined the whole thing after going out of my way to make it all and everything and invite them over. It was so terrible. And it was like, I couldn't pull myself out of that. I just didn't have I couldn't put the emphasis where it needed to be. And I'm better at now, because still it happens, of course. It's funny how childish we can become like that, right? And but certainly the years of yoga, the training and the discipline have helped. And so you can trust that. That practice is so key to doing that, because really what I feel like, I was going to read this to you just to end this. So, I'll read this to you. So, fulfilling your Dharma, it's made up of you performing all manner of the small acts, all manner of these small little actions that we're always doing, in a spirit of generosity and positivity that renders your actions meaningful and impactful and healing and evolutionary. Okay, so that this holiday, it can be a time for finding the noble, worthy spirit of giving, and a time to remember there's great power in. Sorry, one sec. There is great power in working to be a continuous example of life's boundless, profound generosity. And to know that making a positive difference in the world boils down to your dedicate your life to affirming cosmic goodness and the matrix and the essence of all life. So, I'm happy that we can connect through the cyberspace. It's not quite as good as the real thing. I wish I was able to give you a hug and have some chai with you. But it's also awesome. I'm glad we got to spend a little time together. I hope you enjoyed your practice and enjoy your time, whatever you're up to these days. Christmas, and so namaste. moment here.
Okay, yeah. You guys want any more chai? Okay, yeah. Please, yeah. I know.
That was the best description of cynicism that I've been wrestling with that my whole life. And I remember when I was a teenager, I read this famous novel I had to read in high school. And there was one line, and I was only a teenager, and it said, cynicism is a sign of weakness. And that just like imprinted upon me, and it stayed with me. And I've been like wrestling with it because I'm so cynical, and so many of my friends are cynical, and I enjoy cynicism so much.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I feel like it's limiting. But
Right.
what you said today about it not being, when we're not weighted, when we're not in our self-respect, we go into this lightness, laughing and making everything a joke. Oh my God, that was just revelatory for me.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was really, really good.
Cool, cool.
Now what do I do?
No, no, but this is the thing. The cynicism, it's like, it's all right. Like, I love what James Hillman says. Complaining is a matter of the soul. And you can say that cynicism is too, that it's not that you cut those things off. Exactly. You're kind of like aware of the part of you that likes it and that's into it. And you just don't take it as seriously.
It's a defense.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, people are too, sentimental.
Really annoying too. I know.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree.
I know, Suzanne, you need chai.
You have?
Yeah, it just really came up a lot in my conversation
That's
about
weird.
why do, like, we do it as a defense because it's like, I don't want to be all in life because that's a little scary sometimes. Sometimes you're all in and then you get a negative reaction. So then you come back to cynicism. It's like, it's all play. I'm watching it, but I'm having a separate me and I'm not afraid of it.
Yeah, I think that's a
Find
all in is an aspect of it. We don't need to be all in.
Yeah, exactly, but it's hard because like it always makes you feel safe to be all that. Right? Yeah. It's hard.
Well, I also think my dad, he's so, I mean, I think your parents really passed it on to you too. I can't believe that's my father. I mean, everything is just cutting down, cutting down. I'm amazed how I just picked that up as a kid. Yeah, natural instinct that I can start to have,
Yeah.
And that's amazing, I think.
But I think that's normal. Because we gravitate towards it because it's a way to shed that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, Noelle.
And just this affirmation of life,
Yeah.
Where the cynicism is cutting down life all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you guys for coming. As you can see,
Laura, Trader Joe's chai? Oh, man.
Yeah, this is amazing. This is a wonderful space.
I know. I just found it on, do you guys know that Peer Space?
No.
Yeah, it's an amazing website. It's kind of Airbnb for spaces.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. So I just found it through that.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Happy holidays, Karen.
Yeah, you could have a total, I think they do a lot more concerts here and stuff. Here it's on.
I like that, Laura, at least you're having chai, too. It may be Trader Joe's chai, but you're having it.
It's fine today,
And like I want on the campaign to make it like more normal just to be crying. It's not like a weird thing.
I
It's
love
just like
it.
a normal emotional reaction. Like why is it weirder to cry than to laugh? Why is it like weird? Yeah. I'm all about crying.
Me too.
Right? I cry every day.
No, I was there. Out here 10 years ago, like Santa Monica. Oh yeah, that space.
All right, guys, I'm gonna sign off here. Bye.
All you guys like walking on throughout the years and.
So you heard about it from Instagram?
No, I was randomly looking for
Something to do during the year's travel to do like a teacher training or something. So I looked on David's.
Okay, signing off.
Oh,
Bye.
you're all there. That's cool. That's great. use that on social media.
Yeah, it's on Instagram.
Oh, I don't know, Laura, I'll try. All right.